This is absolutely insane. Like, so insane, I have not even changed out of my work clothes yet. Because while I was at work, I heard unbelievable news that's never happened before. Like, ever. In the history of the Walt Disney Company. Wait, let me change real quick. Ding dong, Bob is gone. That's right. Bob Chapek, as of tonight, like literally 2 hours ago, has been taken out of the position of CEO for the Walt Disney Company, and his replacement is his successor. Bob Iger is back. Now, let's explain why this is such huge news, because I've talked to a few people at work about it, and they just don't seem to comprehend why this is such a big thing. Now, first off, a lot of people throughout the last few years have been kind of giving Bob Chapek a little bit of a tough time. I mean, well, constantly people are giving him a tough time. However, when you look at all the different CEOs throughout the history of the Disney Company, there's been some amazing ones that have done some amazing things. I mean, sometimes people give people like Michael Eisner a tough time, but when you think about it, like Michael Eisner brought in things like ESPN, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disney's Animal Kingdom, the cruise line, and so many different destinations around the world. And then you look at people like Bob Iger. Now, Bob Iger, when he first came in, the first thing he did on his very first day was he went out and purchased Pixar. That's right, Pixar. Right before that, most people forget about it, but right before that, Pixar was actually withdrawing from Disney. They were no longer going to do any more projects with Disney. They had like 1 or 2 films left in their contract with them, and then there was no more. They could continue doing sequels, and that was about it. And Bob Iger said, no, Pixar is way too valuable for us as a company. We have to purchase Pixar today. So his very first day on the job, he goes out and buys Pixar. Then he goes and gets Marvel. He gets Lucasfilm. He gets Fox. There's so many different things that Bob Iger did throughout his entire history. Shanghai Disney, D23, so many amazing things that this guy helped pioneer throughout his tenure as the Disney CEO. So, what's going on in the future here? Like, let's talk a little bit about this. Now, in order to talk about the future, we kind of have to talk about the last 2 years. Now, one thing that I do always feel bad about for Bob Chapek is he really picked up the Disney Company at the wrong time possible. He became the CEO in February of 2020, and then everything around the world shut down 1 month later. That part's not really his fault. But then everything that kind of happened after that, it was kind of tough for him to kind of pick up the pieces, and a lot of people were very, 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 very critical about what's going to happen with him in the future and the entire Walt Disney Company as well. And I'll agree, the majority, almost every single idea that he came up with as CEO was not really a great one. In fact, he's actually the first CEO in Disney's history that didn't even open up a brand new park. Granted, he was only around for almost 3 years, but still, he didn't even have it, so he started pioneering a brand new park, much less, open one. And then the only thing that he really opened up was the Disney Wish, but that was something that happened with Bob Iger. Bob Iger was the one who actually put that forward at the start. So there are so many different things that he could have done, he just didn't really do. I understand that he came into a terrible situation with COVID-19, but at the same time, he didn't really make amazing choices that benefited, one, the guests, or even more importantly, different cast members around the world. Cast members are amazing people who really deserve all the recognition in the world. If you ever go to a park, please thank a cast member. They are the magic. They are the magic. So make sure you go thank them. But a lot of the cast members just didn't feel like they were appreciated underneath this leadership. Now, with Bob Iger coming back, hopefully we will see brand new things coming in the horizon. He does have a contract for 2 years, a guaranteed 2 years that he will be with us, but hopefully it goes on a little bit longer than that as we kind of start to pick up the pieces and move forward with brand new projects. I feel like with him back under our wing and being the leader of the company, we're going to start to see more and more things coming in the very near future. I think a lot of these price hikes that have been going on, they might stay where they are, but I don't think they're going to continue happening as rapidly as they have been over the last 2 years. Hopefully that is the case. I'm sure we'll still see price hikes because of inflation, but besides that, hopefully things will kind of go back to the same price levels that they were before and continue to rise to the same level that they were before as well. But I have high hopes of what's going to happen with Bob Iger. We have no idea what will happen with him. I mean, he reached all of his highest points when he was the CEO. Some of the things that he always said that he was most proud of was opening up Shanghai Disneyland. Huge accomplishment. He also was the one who he didn't obviously make the film itself, but he was a huge person who supported the entire movement of creating Black Panther and leading that to become like the #1 movie of that year. So I'm sure that with him back in the leaderboard, we will be going through and seeing a little bit more. But before we wrap this up, I want to take a minute here because a lot of the people found out about this because of the email that he actually sent out to cast members. And I've seen the email several times now around the internet, and I want to read it to you because I think it's very important for you to kind of hear the type of leadership that's going to be coming to us right now, starting, well, when you guys are watching this, it'll be starting today. So he says, "Dear fellow employees and cast members," not those people below me, but my fellow employees and cast members. He is one of the cast. Amazing. "It is with an incredible sense of gratitude and humility, and I must admit a bit of amazement, that I write to you this evening with the news that I am returning to the Walt Disney Company as Chief Executive Officer, aka CEO. When I look at the creative success of our teams across our studios at Disney General Entertainment, ESPN, and International, the rapid growth of our streaming services, the phenomenal reimagining and rebound of our parks, the continued great work of ABC News, and so many other achievements across our businesses, I am in awe of your accomplishments, and I'm excited to embark with you on many new endeavors." On many new endeavors. What are we going to get from you, Bob? I want to know. I know this company has asked so much of you during the past 3 years, aka under the rule of someone else, also obviously with the pandemic going on, and these times certainly remain quite challenging, but as you have heard me say before, I am an optimist. Love that. And if I learned one thing from my years at Disney, it is that even in the face of uncertainty, perhaps especially in the face of uncertainty, our employees and cast members achieve the impossible. You'll be hearing from me and your leaders tomorrow and in the weeks ahead. In the meantime, allow me to express my deep gratitude for all that you do. Disney holds a special place in the hearts of people around the globe thanks to you, and your dedication to this company and its mission to bring joy to people through great storytelling is an inspiration to me every single day. Bob Iger. He didn't sign it, but Bob Iger, CEO of Disney. Once again, holy cow. So let me know in the comments below, what are you expecting for us to see from Bob Iger starting today? I mean, I feel like we're going to start hearing some pretty big announcements, even if it's not like big announcements for you and I, like the consumer, but I feel like we're going to start seeing some big announcements starting tomorrow for the company, even if it's just at the cast member level. The cast members deserve so much. They've been through so much over the last few years with the pandemic. So hopefully those cast members get the gratitude that they deserve, starting with Bob Iger taking over the reins of CEO of the Walt Disney Company once again. As always, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you guys again tomorrow.